The boxing world is reeling after the devastating news that Ricky Hatton, the legendary former world champion known as the Hitman, was found dead at his Manchester home on Sunday. He was just 46 years old. The discovery was made by his manager and lifelong friend, Paul Speak, who described the moment as one of the hardest of his life. Hatton's passing has left his family, fans, and the sporting community in shock, not only because of his relatively young age, but because all signs pointed to a man who was looking forward to a bright new chapter. A sudden loss amid hope. In a statement released on his official Instagram account, Hatton's family and team revealed poignant details that make his passing even more heartbreaking. His bags were already packed for a flight to Dubai, where he was set to promote his much-anticipated comeback fight scheduled for December. The statement added that Hatton had recently dined with his daughters, Millie and Fearne, and had been excited for them to see him fight live for the first time. He had also been spending cherished time with his son Campbell and granddaughter Lyla. To all our knowledge, despite his well-documented struggles, Richard was in a good place, the family wrote. He was excited for the future. He was not alone in life or in the days before the weekend. Those words only deepened the sense of tragedy. Hatton appeared to be entering a hopeful new phase, embracing fatherhood, grandfatherhood, and one last chance to step through the ropes under the bright lights. Campbell Hatton's heartbreak. Perhaps the most moving tribute came from Ricky's son, Campbell, a 24-year-old professional boxer following in his father's footsteps. Breaking his silence in an emotional Instagram post, Campbell wrote, "Heartbroken isn't the word. Everybody has always said I was your double and never a truer word said. Looked up to you in every aspect of life. Can't explain how much I'm going to miss the laughs we had and all the good times which I will remember forever. Just can't believe we won't have any more. Love you, Dad." He accompanied his words with a montage video showing some of their happiest memories, singing together, enjoying nights out, sharing hugs, and smiling side by side. The tribute captures what Hatton meant not just to the sport, but to those closest to him. To Campbell, Ricky wasn't the hitman, he was simply Dad. A mother's grief. Ricky's mother, Carol, also spoke publicly, sharing old photographs of her beautiful boy, and remembering him not as a world champion, but as her son Richard. "Never the hitman to us," she wrote, "just Richard." Her words reflect the duality of Hatton's life. To millions of fans, he was a fierce fighter who electrified arenas from Manchester to Las Vegas. But to his family, he was a son, a father, and a grandfather, roles he cherished above all else. The family's statement. The Hatton family released a longer message that encapsulated both their grief and their pride in the man Ricky was. He was excited for his daughters to watch him fight live for the first time. He was a doting grandfather to Lyla and loved spending time with Campbell. He was planning more time in Tenerife and looking forward to the future. The statement added, "We are all distraught at the events of recent days. The outpouring of grief and love from the nation and worldwide shows how much Richard was loved. It will, in time, be something that gives us all comfort and pride. For now, however, we would like to have a period of private and personal mourning. The priority for us all is to ensure the well-being and support of Richard's children and grandchildren." It concluded by confirming that a public memorial service will be held in the coming weeks, where fans and the boxing community will have the opportunity to pay their respects. A glittering career. Ricky Hatton's rise to boxing superstardom is the stuff of legend. Born in Stockport, Greater Manchester in 1978, Hatton grew up in a working-class family. He discovered boxing at a young age and quickly developed a reputation for his relentless style, ferocious body punches, and ability to rally fans with his never-say-die spirit. Nicknamed the Hitman, Hatton built one of the most loyal fan bases in boxing history. His supporters would often flood arenas in Las Vegas and Manchester, singing football-style chants and creating atmospheres rarely seen in the sport. Career highlights include winning the IBF light welterweight title in 2005 after a stunning victory over Kostya Tszyu, capturing world titles at both light welterweight and welterweight. Memorable fights against boxing greats like Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. Though he didn't always emerge victorious on the world's biggest stage, Hatton's courage, grit, and willingness to face the best cemented his place among boxing's elite. Beyond the ring. For all his accomplishments inside the ropes, Hatton's appeal was also rooted in his personality outside them. Known for his humor, humility, and everyman charm, he remained connected to his Manchester roots and never lost touch with the fans who adored him. He was also open about his struggles with mental health, alcohol, and depression. In interviews, Hatton spoke candidly about dark periods in his life, hoping to help others who were battling similar demons. His honesty made him relatable, and many admired him not only for his victories but for his resilience in confronting life's toughest battles. Just days before his death, Hatton was filmed sending a message of encouragement to a 10-year-old boy who had been bullied, telling him to keep his chin up. The clip has since gone viral, showing the depth of his compassion and his instinct to uplift others. Tributes from the sporting world. Since the news broke, tributes have poured in from across the boxing world and beyond. Fellow fighters remembered him as both a fierce competitor and a friend who lit up the locker room with laughter. Promoters hailed him as one of the biggest ticket sellers in British boxing history. Fans recalled not just his fights, but the carnival-like atmosphere he created every time he stepped into the ring. Even those outside boxing, from darts legend Phil Taylor to actors and footballers, shared their condolences, demonstrating the breadth of Hatton's influence. The People's Champion. What set Ricky Hatton apart was his ability to bridge the gap between superstardom and relatability. He wasn't just admired for his skill, he was loved for his authenticity. Fans felt as though they knew him personally, the down-to-earth lad who loved a pint, a laugh, and a night out just as much as he loved a fight. That's why his passing feels not only like the loss of a sportsman, but like the loss of a friend to so many. He embodied the working-class spirit, carried Manchester's pride on his shoulders, and gave everything he had every time he fought. Looking ahead. For now, Hatton's family is focused on mourning privately and caring for his children and grandchildren. But in the months ahead, the boxing world will no doubt come together to honor his life with tributes, memorials, and, perhaps most fittingly, a celebration of the joy and passion he brought to millions. The details of a memorial service are expected soon, and given the outpouring of grief already seen, it is sure to be a massive event attended by fans, fighters, and celebrities alike. Conclusion: a legacy that endures. Ricky Hatton's story is one of triumph, struggle, resilience, and love. He was a world champion in the ring, but to his family, he was simply Richard, a son, a father, and a grandfather whose heart was as big as his smile. His career inspired a generation of fighters. His candor about personal struggles helped break down stigma, and his warmth ensured he would be remembered as more than just a boxer. As tributes continue to pour in, one thing is certain: Ricky Hatton will forever be remembered as the people's champion. His laughter, his courage, and his spirit will live on in the hearts of those who loved him, both in Manchester and around the world.